Yo, hi guys, it's Enam here, and we've had a lot of leaks over the last couple of weeks for the upcoming brand new Samsung Galaxy S8. Now most of the leaks are obviously visuals, but if you didn't already know, some of the tech specs are, there's going to be two variants. The smaller variant, and I'll say the smaller variant will have a 5.8 inch display. Yeah, that's pretty big for a small phone. With the larger variant, a 6.2 inch display, and straight off the bat you're going to think those are going to be some pretty big ass phones. But when you look at the display leaks, there's no home button, there's very minimal bezels along the top and bottom of the displays, and because they're getting rid of the flat screens completely, so you're going to be able to only buy a curved edge phone, the side bezels will be virtually non-existent. Now with two screen sizes, you're obviously going to get two sized battery incarnations internally. So the smaller one will have a 3000 mAh battery, whilst the larger one will have a 3500 mAh battery. Now, depending on which region you're in, you'll either get a Qualcomm Snapdragon 835 or the Exynos chipset. 4GB of RAM, so not much of a change from the S7, but we'll wait and see. But the baseline storage is reported to go up to 64GB, with still having expandable storage in the aid of a micro SD card, so that's going to be awesome. The camera's not much of a change either. The rear-facing shooter will have a 12 megapixel shooter, again with an f-stop of 1.7, and the front-facing shooter is rumored to have a 8 megapixel shooter, so a slight increase there, again with an f-stop of 1.7. And if you didn't already notice, the iris scanner, the eye scanner even from the Galaxy Note 7, rest in peace, has been imported over to the Galaxy S8. So I love that thing on the Note 7, to be fair, so I'm very excited to see that on the upcoming phones. Down at the bottom here, you're going to also notice a 3.5mm audio jack, so yay, that's still staying in. You've got a USB Type-C connector and a speaker. There's a mysterious button underneath the volume up and down buttons. Now if you're looking at the left hand side image, you've got the power button along the right hand side, you've got the volume up and down buttons on the left at the top, and just underneath them you've got a mystery button. I wonder what that does. I wonder if this is like a programmable button you can set up to do whatever you want. We'll have to wait and see. You'll also notice on this left hand side image there's no Samsung logo along the front of the unit. I can't see this happening, to be fair, so this may just be a new render, and that Samsung logo may go at the bottom bezel of this unit because it's just about big enough. Where else would they put it on the front of the device? Some of the case manufacturers here, they've got their own renders, and they're slightly different to the ones that we've seen from Everleaks. Again, you can see that there's a 3.5mm audio jack on these, a USB Type-C connector at the bottom of the unit, very thin bezels, and as I say, you can see the Samsung logo at the bottom bezel of these particular units here. But it's interesting, these ones don't show an iris scanner along the top, but these are just case renders, so they may be just there to provide dimensions to the case makers. And the fingerprint scanner along the back doesn't seem to be there either, which again is a little bit strange. You'd think you'd want a case maker to leave a cutout for the fingerprint scanner, but again, yeah, that's a little bit weird. But you can see that mysterious third button along the right hand side in that rear image here, so I wonder what that does. The Gostec case maker leaks also appear to show us the same sort of information. A mystery button underneath the volume up and down buttons, no home button on the front and smaller bezels, no fingerprint scanner across the back of the unit either. And as we progress through these, it's pretty much the same. But again, if you were a case maker and you wanted to make cases for the upcoming Galaxy S8, you'd think there would be a cutout for the fingerprint scanner across the back if it were to be there. So unless these are old renders for the Galaxy S8 as they were progressing through the design stages, we don't know as of yet. But this again seems to be like a doctored image, but it looks more of the same. You got the Samsung logo on the bottom bezel, very thin bezels indeed, no iris scanner on these, and there doesn't appear to be a third button along the left hand side underneath the volume up and down buttons, but the device does look hot in gold. And the shadows, you can kind of see there's a 3.5mm audio jack on the underside of the unit, but either way it's going to be a hot looking device if there's no buttons on the front of the unit, maximizing the screen to body ratio. I can't wait. But that's been the leaks for the upcoming Samsung Galaxy S8. Laters.